Right, welcome, Chris Gillin, to Aiden Meets Interesting People.
Oh, thanks for having me.
That's fantastic. Thank you for having me in your house, or more so a shrine to the Geelong Football Club.
Yeah, it's a bit more like it.
Big fan.
Yeah, massive.
Who's the all-time greatest? Is Gary the all-time greatest player of all time?
Well, he'd have to be at the moment, I would say.
You reckon? Put him up there?
Yeah, he'd be right up there.
Fair enough. That's a good answer in case he's watching. He might he might come down here and get you if he's not.
He might.
He said like, oh yeah, Joel Selwood.
Yeah.
Very good. So we got you on here, obviously because I believe that you are an interesting person, but I think there's a lot of people out in the Warrnambool community especially, but also statewide and nationally that would say you're an interesting person and the things that you're doing with your life are worth talking about. So thank you for allowing me to sit in here and go through a few things.
Yeah, no worries.
That's good. So we'll talk about, you're in a chair because of muscular dystrophy. How much do you know on a scientific level or something about muscular dystrophy? Do you bother yourself with the scientific details of it all, or do you just roll with it?
Not really, but yeah, know a few things. It's part of the protein that's missing in your blood and your muscles that make them waste away. So that's basically as far as I look into it. But
yeah. All right. Yeah. So there's a certain protein missing, and it's a genetic thing, isn't it? It's not something that you sort of catch as a kid or anything like that. It's a genetic thing that's come through the families. Yeah,
it passes from the mother.
Yeah,
is the carrier of it. So yeah, it can be just random that happens, but like in our family, like 2 cousins had it as well. So it's like genetic in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. And it's much more common in males than in females. And from the research I did, it was sort of like about 1 in 5,000 males. Is that what you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But then it's like 1 in 50 million females or something.
Yeah, it's very, very rare for a female. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
I'm not really sure.
I'm sure someone who knows about genetics.
Some scientist.
Some smart scientist will be able to fill us in. They'll be messaging going, it's easy. It's because of the X and the chromosome. Yeah, it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
Have you met females with
I've never
muscular dystrophy? No.
Or probably maybe some with muscular dystrophy, but never the form that we've got.
Okay, right. So explain the different forms.
I think there's about 9 different forms. Duchenne is one that we have,
right,
which is the most common one. But yeah, there's a few different ones you can get.
Okay, yeah. And how do they differ?
Just some are only like the arms and upper body. Okay. Some are just parts of the legs. But yeah, they're all different. But yeah, this is the one that is the worst one probably to get. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Right. So 1 in 50 million. Do you know if there are females in Australia that have it?
I'm not really sure.
You don't know, so you've never, even online or something, you've never...
No, I never really looked into it.
Yeah. How many people Australia-wide do you know of? Like, so you've either met them or you've, sort of... Because I assume that you're sort of online friends with a few other sort of kids that have this condition.
Yeah, I'm friends with a few, but yeah, also, my cousins had it.
Yeah.
My brother had it. And I know a few others, but we never really went to any of the camps and stuff. We only went to one, so we didn't really meet many others.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because there wasn't many around this region. There's a few, but yeah.
Yeah, no, only the ones, your cousins. So is there a little sort of a network group for boys with muscular dystrophy where you can sort of chat to each other?
I think,
online or video or whatever, just to sort of, as a support network?
I think Muscular Dystrophy Australia, they do a lot of, like the camps, like I said, but they've got groups in, like, days you can go into headquarters and there's a heap of them together.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do stuff like that, go to movies or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, so there is that networking down there.
Is that in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there probably is everywhere, but we don't really, we just sort of kept to ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roughly kept to yourself. You've also been out and about and done a whole bunch of stuff. Do you remember when you were a kid that your parents sitting you down and talking to you about muscular dystrophy and the fact that you had muscular dystrophy and what was going to happen, like the long term, like the short terms and the long terms?
I don't really remember, like, conversation just sitting down, not telling us that we had it, but you just notice things as you're growing up, and then obviously as we got further along, Mum and Dad filled us in on more of the stuff that would happen, like the life expectancy and stuff like that, which was tough at the time, but we just had to look at it like, we got this long, go and enjoy life. Well, there's no point sitting at home being sad about it. It's still going to happen anyway. So
you either have that life expectancy and sit at home going, this is bullshit, and be annoyed about it, but it's still here.
Yeah.
Or you say, I've got X number of years, I'm just going to smash it and do whatever I can. Yeah.
Let's just go do anything and just have fun.
Yeah. So your cousins that had it, they were older than you?
Yeah.
Both of them? So you were able to see the effects of what was happening to them before it was happening to you?
Yeah. We all like happened at different rates, but you still could see like basically what was going to happen. And when they both passed away, then it was sort of hit home that shit, it's closer than you think.
Did it? Yeah. It got a bit more real there?
Yeah, for a little while, yeah.
So how old were they when they both passed away?
So Zach was just turned 19. Or, just over 19. I think Ben was about 25.
Yeah.
I think,
Right. Is that quite early, or is that sort of an expected age?
Zach was probably a bit earlier, but there is some that do pass away a lot younger, but Ben's probably around the average, around mid-20s to...
Yeah. And that's about the average?
Yeah.
But you've beaten him?
Yeah. Gone past everyone.
Family, you passed everybody, the older, I looked up and there was a guy, I've got it here, what's his name? Robert, where is he? Oh, David Hatch, the oldest living man with muscular dystrophy. Have you heard of him?
I hadn't until you sent me the question.
Until I sent you the question. He's 58.
Yeah, I looked him up. I thought, geez, 58, that's kind of right. To try and catch him.
Yeah, try and beat him. What do you got, 20 years? No? How many years? How old are you?
I'm 30.
30?
Yeah, 28 years to catch
28 years to go. Easy, piece of cake.
Yeah. Not sure how Mum and Dad will be coping by that stage.
As long as Geelong keep playing finals, you'll stick around, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon. Got to see out a few more flags,
That's exactly right. Yeah. Have you got... obviously, you're aware of a shortened lifespan. Have you still got a bucket list, or you're getting close to ticking these things off?
Not really a bucket list. Like, I've enjoyed a lot of things. Mostly now is my goal is to get a cure, so other people don't have to go through it. So that's with the foundation, we're just pushing for that. That's probably that. If there was a bucket list, that would be it. The number one thing.
Right. Yeah. And then your goal in that bucket list is raise as much money and as much awareness as you possibly can, isn't it?
Yep. We just keep pushing until we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that a little bit later, because we've got some chat to have about the Gillin Boys Foundation and also the science behind finding a cure and whatever else. I've watched sort of from afar, so I knew you and Aaron when you were little kids. We used to go to the footy together a little bit when I worked with your dad as a strapper.
Yep.
So you were charging around and running around, and then from then I moved away. But watching from afar, I was always pretty amazed at the stuff that you guys would get out and do. So hugely involved with the Geelong Footy Club. They've been a pretty... And not just going to the games and watching it and going home again, as most people are, but you're sort of involved in the club as far as in the change rooms, and then the players come into your house and stuff like...
Yeah, they've become friends more than just a supporter. We're just not just supporters of their club. They're like good friends with ones like Jimmy Bartel, Gary Jr., like that group, like the 2007 flag group. Like, we grew up when they were drafted, really. We've been going since then, so we've known them for a very long time and just become good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So how often do you sort of talk and meet up with those sort of guys now that they've finished football?
A bit less now because they're all busy with their whatever they do, but they're still in contact constantly through phone or Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously we've had COVID and stuff, so no one's travelling around. And
Yeah, it's
especially
tough
yeah. That COVID must have been a really scary time.
Yeah,
for
still
you.
sort of is in a way, but been staying home a fair bit, but I've got my first vaccine now, so looking forward to the second one. So you just got a bit more like freedom then, a bit relax a little bit more around people.
Well, if it makes you feel good, I've had both of mine as well, so I'm good to go. Yeah, I remember seeing a Facebook post that you put up saying like it was like a milestone because you went out in your driveway.
Yeah.
It was like the first time in
for
8 months or something that you'd literally left the house.
Yeah. I just got used to just staying here. It's just easier to stay. Like, it's not worth the risk, so.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of, for me, when COVID was first coming around and I was hearing about it, and like I'm asthmatic, which obviously is on the very lower end of the scale of anyone's abilities and disabilities, but I was thinking like, from what I was reading, if I get this, like that's trouble because I do have trouble breathing all the time.
Yeah.
And then there's people like, but I didn't have to lock myself in my house for 8-10 months at a time. Like that's
crazy.
Yeah, but necessary.
Yeah.
Because it would flatten you. Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to do what we have to do.
But thankfully it didn't come down this way.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky.
Pretty lucky. Yeah. So all the lockdowns and all the mask wearing and all those sort of things have been helping people like you that have a genuine fear of it.
Yeah, it's been very good and Warrnambool's been very good at following the rules, so which is good.
Yeah, excellent. Anyway, we got sidetracked. We were talking about Geelong for a minute there. We got all dark and COVID.
Yeah. Not that again. Yeah.
Not that again. Yeah. Music's been a huge part of your life, and we learnt on the telethon the other night, the Fitzmedia telethon, that you don't just listen to Casey Chambers, you don't just listen to Diesel albums, but you then message them and talk to them, and they're friends now as well.
Yeah, Adam, Brand and Casey really close too, but we've met ones like Diesel and Russell Morris and that. They're just easy to reach out to if you need something, and they're happy just to jump on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they donated a lot of time and effort in making videos and sending them off to you guys for the telethon and whatever else.
Especially at the moment with like the music industry's been hit pretty hard. So for them to still do something for nothing, basically, is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else? Kid Rock's another one, isn't he?
Yeah, we got to meet him a couple of years ago. That was Aaron. He pushed that, like a campaign with that. Got us in the paper and everything. And
he wanted to meet Kid Rock.
Yeah, and we eventually got through and got to meet him, which was really cool.
Obviously in Australia, yeah.
Yeah, it was when he was out with Bon Jovi.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you meet Bon Jovi on the side? You're like, what about Bon Jovi? Stay over there.
No, I didn't meet him. But they, the band actually got us moved to a better spot so we could see better.
Oh,
so
sweet.
we didn't actually meet him, but when we come back out after talking to Kid Rock, we had to walk past the stage when he was playing, and he's looked down and pointed, and so he acknowledged us, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you're able to keep in touch with him as well? Like,
I sort of was in touch with Kid Rock's management for a while.
Yeah.
Because we were running a website in Australia for him for a while, but yeah.
Was that like a I want to meet kidrock.com or something? Or?
No, it took over as his like a fan page we were doing for him. But they asked if we wanted to do it, so we did that for a while.
It was you and Aaron?
Yeah.
Took over the Kid Rock fan page?
Yeah, in Australia, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Some of the things we've done, you just shake your head. Like, it's been tough, the condition we've been dealt, but on top of that, we've still enjoyed a lot of things that people would never have done. Like, we've met a lot of people and been to a lot of footy games that people don't go as many times, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, silver lining, huh?
Yeah, you've always got to find a positive out of something.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you go to Geelong Grand Finals?
Yeah, we went to all of them, even the losing one.
I went to all of them. Even the losing one? No.
That was a tough one, but yeah. We got to enjoy the highs and the lows of Grand Finals.
Yeah. Did you go into the rooms after they won that, or was that a bit of a closed door thing?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get in after them.
Yeah.
But we saw them...
Hectic.
So after the first one, the 2007, which was the big drought-breaking one, they had a day at the club the next day, but they got us in underneath and we're talking to Gary and like Otto and all those players after, which was pretty cool.
In various states of.
Oh yeah.
Gary would have been fine. He's a
he was fine.
So he's okay.
Yeah. Some of the others were a bit tired and a bit sorry for themselves. It was good.
That's really cool. Yeah. And sprint car racing's another big one. They're probably the biggest three, are they? Footy, music, and sprint car racing. Your three big ones.
Yeah.
That's all. It's been a big thing to the point where you bought your own sprint car.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of ours got a sprint car for it, the 2-seater, ready to go. So
I've been looking at that thing for a long while going. We've got to get it going.
Fun. Yeah, once COVID gets out of the way, we'll be able to start having some rides again.
They're going to get you in there?
Nah, don't take about that.
Take the wing off it and...
Might be a bit tough.
Getting you out might be the hard part.
Yeah, get stuck in there. Cut me out.
Make it work. Strap you to the back or something.
Yeah, Speedway's always been there. Passion.
You're always there.
Yeah.
I don't go there very often, but if I go there, you're always there.
Yeah, always there.
Yeah, I'm a couple of times a year maybe. The bigger events.
Yeah, but, me and Dad go all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron was Speedway as well?
Nah, he didn't like Speedway.
Oh, I didn't like it?
Nah, hated it.
Oh, did he?
Didn't like getting dirty.
Because you guys sit so close too. You're like right at the fence.
Yeah.
You're like 2 metres from the fence.
Yeah, we're pretty close there.
Getting sprayed.
Yeah. Love it though.
Did you go as a kid as well? Like your dad always took you as a kid?
Yeah, I've gone for a lot since I was young. Well, I haven't missed many classics since I've been born anyway.
Oh, really?
But, I went to a fair few, which is cool.
Yeah, and you go all 3 days too. Oh, it used to be a 2-day event.
Yeah.
And then it's gone to 3
Extended
days.
to a 3.
Just add it to the list.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tough weekend, but I'll get through it.
Yeah.
Find a way.
Tough weekend.
It's pretty tiring by the end, but
it's so late.
Just push through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk. We'll talk a little bit more about muscular dystrophy and the sort of what you go through. So people can obviously see walking's not a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, your head and your mouth, all that. Fine. That's there's obviously things that other people don't see, like issues and problems that other people don't see. Are you happy to share any? Yeah,
it's pretty tough. But more of the things that people just take for granted, really.
Yeah.
Like just going to the toilet, like it's not an easy job and you need someone to help you. And
right.
Yeah, because there's not much arm movement or strength either left.
Yeah,
anymore.
to help lift anything.
So mum and dad just do a mountain of work and appreciate everything that they do.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like even scratching your nose, like people just that's an easy thing, but we need to get mum or dad to come do it.
That's the thing. So your hands, have you got some movement?
Well, I can move my fingers and my arms a little bit, but I can't.
Yeah,
like,
you can't lift them. Yeah, lift them off.
Not anymore. Like that's gone a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gradually things get harder.
Right. Yeah. So that like scratching your nose thing, you literally have to say, "Mum, can you come and scratch my nose?"
Yeah.
That must happen 100 times a day. Like people wouldn't realise.
Yeah, it happens a fair bit.
There's probably been 50 people watching this that have scratched their nose since we started talking about it.
Exactly, yeah.
Their mind's getting itchy now.
Yeah,
no, yours are probably used to. Let me know if you need me to scratch it. I got you.
No worries.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, toileting and showering and stuff is
it's all just tough. Yeah, it takes a long time as well.
Yeah.
A shower would probably take me roughly an hour to get done.
Yeah.
And be fully ready to go watch TV or whatever after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people probably can't see from the video here, but you've got a hoist here in your room. So obviously you get hoisted out into there,
onto the shower chair,
put into a shower chair, and then mum and dad full wash and then back out again, dry you back in the chair.
Takes ages.
There's an hour. Toileting's probably 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just takes everything takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
But we've got our own set routine now. We just know what we're doing and just get on with it.
Yeah, sure. Do your parents do all of that stuff, or have you got carers that come here as well?
No, mum and dad from the start just want to do it all themselves.
Yeah.
So the whole time they've just done it themselves, which is
right. So the opportunity to have carers is there.
Yeah,
Your parents have just said, "No,
they're pretty stubborn.
We can do this."
They just want to do it themselves and keep it our own little family sort of.
Okay.
To get through.
And your dad, he still works full time? Does your mum
Yep.
work?
No.
No. So
She
just
stopped working when Aaron was born. So that was even before we were diagnosed anyway. But
right. Yeah, because
so then,
as mothers tend to.
and then she just never went back to work because she said we need to look after the boys and
Yeah.
I'll just stay home and do it, and Dad just kept working.
Do you know how long after, say, Aaron was born, how long after that he was diagnosed? Like, is that something that they can do fairly quickly?
They can nowadays, but back then we only really found out because Ben and Zach got diagnosed.
Okay.
And they said we'll get them tested too. So I was about 4. So Aaron would have only been about like 18 months or something.
Yeah.
When we found out, yeah.
Okay. Right.
But nowadays I think they can just like do the heel prick and they can find out that sort of stuff
Straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before there's any signs of any signs of disability starting to come through.
So then you can sort of get into early prevention, like do more physio.
Yeah.
And it might prolong the use of your legs and arms for longer and
building strength as a kid to try and
and it just helps later on when you get to like my stage.
Yeah. So how can you remember? Maybe you can't remember, but maybe you've been told since. But at about what age physical signs started showing?
Probably from not really when we got diagnosed. Probably a couple of years later, you just notice you can't run around like everyone else and slow down and get tired easier, that sort of stuff. But yeah, apart from that, you don't really. It just gradually happens. You don't really wake up one day and then be like, oh, I can't walk today. Like, just notice it over time. It just gets harder and harder. Yeah.
So I did read that it was one of the early signs is getting up off the ground.
Yeah,
it was a really hard one.
Yeah, that's tough to get off the ground. So that was pretty much there from then. So his mum sort of probably knew something wasn't quite right anyway. And then, once we got to get tested, then we knew what was going on. Yeah, it's just difficult to get off the floor. And probably another one's falling a lot is early signs,
Just running and then just
trip over or just
trip over nothing.
Away,
Yeah. So your mum, I guess, I don't know, it's not necessarily an advantage, is it? But your mum had the ability to see that because of your older cousins as well? Because they were on your mother's side, weren't they?
Yeah.
Your mum's sister's kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she potentially, even just in her head, was able to diagnose that before the doctors came across.
So, we probably didn't show too many signs, but she might have known there was something.
Picked up on a couple of things. Yeah.
And she used to be a nurse too, so she sort of knew of diseases like that. So
a bit more acutely aware of some of those things.
So then she's still a nurse now. She just kept going. Just doesn't get paid as much.
Yeah. Doesn't get paid as much, How much do you pay her?
I don't pay her.
0.
No, I'm good to her.
Good on it. Oh, you're good to her. Right. That pays the bills.
Help out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably doesn't get paid as much as they really should, carers. And like when they're at home, you obviously get money from the government, but it's probably not as much as they should. Like, if someone had to get paid to come in and do it, that'd be a lot more money than what mum's earning. But
right.
But she doesn't care. She wants to do it, obviously.
But
you think they should get compensated a bit better, because that's saving money for the government in a way, because you're not paying a worker to come in. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to pay a carer to come in as much as your mum, you would need 2 of them because your mum's 24/7.
Yeah.
So you probably need 3 if people are doing, and then you'd be paying each of them, I don't know,
so much
80 grand a year or whatever. Whatever, 70, whatever. So that's 100, 210. And then your mum's obviously doing 24 hours a day. So add in a bit of Saturday, a bit of public holiday time, a bit of overtime.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, she should be on 300 or 400 a year.
Yeah. Works very hard,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And then your dad's also the same. We shouldn't say your mum does everything.
Oh,
she doesn't, probably, obviously your dad's working.
Yeah.
So
they both do their own parts. Like, mum looks after me all day, but dad sort of takes care of get me on the shower chair, or they both do that, but dad showers me and all that sort of stuff. So they got their own jobs that just helps to keep it running smoothly.
The routine must be pretty
pretty
schmick, like just Like this time we do this, then we do this, then we do that. Then I go to work, then I come back, we do that. Yeah.
Especially when there was two of us, it was...
Yeah.
We had to be very strict, like keep on the routine. Not so much now, but we still do run to a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's helpful. You cook a bit, don't you? Or you used to more so.
I used to, yeah.
Yeah, so that would help the folks out of you.
Used to do that. It was good fun.
Thermomix fan.
Yeah, Mum's always cooking in that. She's been a lifesaver, really, because it saves time.
I've never used one. People talk about it. People rave about it.
Yeah, there's heaps of stuff you can do. It's just, they're pretty good. So, yeah, Mum can set something to start cooking and go do something else and then come back and your meal's ready. So that sort of saves time to do stuff for us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's useful as well as
easy. They're very useful, yeah. There's lots of people that, don't like them, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our Thermomix ad for the nice little insert. Yeah. We get paid by Thermomix, don't we?
Of course we do.
Yeah, heaps of money. Let's talk about the Gillin Boys Foundation. This was more of a brainchild of Aaron, I think. It was his sort of dream and his hope to have something that was raising money, or is it sort of a joint thing? Sort
of both, but he probably come up with the first idea. That was just when we're only family-run organisation then, just muscular dystrophy awareness Warrnambool. So that was about 3 years we did that. And, we raised over 150,000 just ourselves. Yeah. And then, February last year, well, it actually started before that. It was when I was sick in 2019, late 2019. Yeah. Liam Fitzgerald was talking, wanted to do something to keep our legacy going. So he got in contact with Butch Cassidy of Cassign, and they come up with the idea of starting the foundation. And then, Butch got all these business people on board that he knew to help out. So started that in February 2020, that launched. Mm-hmm. And we've probably raised about 90 to 100,000 in that too, which is through COVID as well, which is still an amazing amount of money. Yeah, it's pretty good. So you reckon, totally raised 250? Yeah, roughly about that, yeah. Close enough to 250,000? And that's, we started in 2016 as a family run, so it's only just over 5 years, and that's a lot of money. I feel like it's on the build though, isn't it? Yeah, if COVID didn't hit, we had lots of plans, but obviously those changed, but we're still ticking along, getting some money in. Yeah. Which is good, and the event on the weekend, the telethon really helped. It was a nice little booster, and it was a bit of fun. Yeah, what was the end total of that? Nearly 9? It's roughly between, because some people you still have to chase up some. Yeah. But it'd be over. It'd be just over 8 at the moment, but we've still got a little bit coming in. Yeah. So it'd probably be close to 8.5 to 9, pushing that. Yeah. Hopefully. And so the aim of the Gillin Boys Foundation is to obviously raise money. Where does that money go? So you get the money in the bank and then you ship it to... Yeah, so we're just making some changes with that. We were sending it between Save Our Sons and Muscular Dystrophy Australia, but now we're trying to find a more direct link, directly to research or directly to the nurses that help with the trials. So we've just been looking into that at the moment. So the money's just sitting there ready to go. We just got to make a decision on where it's going. Okay, so you've got Save Our Sons, and so that's obviously they're not involved in research themselves. They raise awareness as well, and then they pass the money to so they're a foundation as well, Yeah. Oh, okay. So Save Our Sons is the Duchenne Foundation, so that's Australia-wide, and MDAs as well, Muscular Dystrophy Australia, but they're more based they're in Melbourne, and Save Our Sons is based in Sydney. And now there's another one starting up in Western Australia. So there's lots of spots, everyone's doing the same thing. Yeah. We just got to get that money into the research and get the trials to come to Australia. Yeah. And then there's our chance to find a cure. Right. Let's talk about the science and stuff behind the cure. Advancements have obviously been made a lot. What sort of advancements have you seen in your lifetime of people's life expectancy, but also quality of life? Yeah, I think a lot of life expectancy now, now you've got BiPAPs, to when you sleep, so it helps you with your breathing. Got like the SIP ventilator that I've got here.
That's like what snorers wear, isn't it? The BPAP thing? Is that the
That's
similar
a
thing?
CPAP. It's similar.
Oh, CPAP and BPAP.
The
yeah.
BiPAP is
Yeah.
more like if you stop breathing, it'll push the air to make you breathe again.
Okay.
So yeah, that's very important to.
So you sleep with one of those on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got this SIP ventilator. Just when you
Yeah.
need a bit of air, you just have a suck on the hose.
Okay.
So stuff like that has been really good.
Mm.
So that's helping with quality of life, and it is extending like the expectancy, which is really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the science, I don't know too much, but I know there's always things, we're getting closer. Like when we speak to ones like at Save Our Sons or the other MDA Australia, that we know that it's getting close, but we just need that money to like push it and get the trials to come to Australia instead of just being overseas.
So where are the trials now? Is it Europe or America?
There's a lot in like Europe and America.
Yeah.
There is some starting to get here, but that's through ones like Save Our Sons that are putting heaps of money in to get the trials out. So that's been really helpful.
And what are they trialling?
So there's some is gene editing, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know too much about that, but yeah, they're just trying to find the link to stop the protein that's missing, like to fix that up, and then hopefully we'll be able to stop getting to this stage where we are now.
Right.
So I think,
okay.
So I don't know too much about it, but that's basically all that sort of stuff they're trying, just to try and keep it going. So hopefully we are getting closer, but you never know. It still takes money, takes time to try and get there.
Right. So they're trying to figure out how to stop kids having muscular dystrophy in the first place, or they're just trying to, maybe someone gets diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, let's give them this treatment, and then
that might be able to
generally will just go away, but it's wholly manageable for a full life expectancy.
Yeah, I think that's the aim, is to find a way that you can stop it happening completely. But if someone does have it, there's treatments that might limit how bad it is or stop it from happening then altogether.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool if you could just, some drug you have to take and you're fine for the rest of your life. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, but sure. Yeah.
Who knows? Science is a big thing, so it's always changing, so you never know what's going to happen.
I wonder if it's, like you say, gene editing or a gene therapy sort of thing where they can just, I don't know, turn it off or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, like we've tested the parents. The chances of a baby having muscular dystrophy from those parents is high. Yeah. Except we'll just do this, and then it's not an issue.
Yeah, that'd be cool if it gets to that stage.
Yeah.
You just never know.
No.
What's around the corner.
Without having to go through and look up whatever, I'm sure there's other conditions in the past where we've done that already to an extent. Where people would have had horrible qualities of life and poor life expectancy, and we've turned that off. Like it just doesn't.
It's just things take money. That's the thing, and awareness. So the more awareness we can get out there of the condition, the more money we can raise to help find this cure. There's lots of foundations pushing for the same thing. Yeah. So hopefully we can all combine in the end and it gets there.
That'd be the plan, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the goal of ours anyway.
Are there doctors in Australia working on it at all? Or is it mainly overseas?
I think there is some research taking place in Australia as well. Yeah. There's some that we might be going to get involved with soon, so to see what happens. Yeah.
It'll be interesting when I go back and edit this. We were talking earlier on that Aaron likes to annoy people, and especially drain batteries. And I have turned that camera on about 3 times. So I don't know how much footage is coming out of that camera, but he hasn't messed with yours. I don't know why he's messing with mine, but
that's the shit stirrer.
That's his thing, is that right?
Yeah. Loves to drain batteries now.
Yeah. Anyone that comes with a camera kills it.
Out. Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks very much for that.
Yeah.
We're sort of getting towards the end a little bit. I had the pleasure one day of doing a night with Dylan Alcott. You know who Dylan is?
Yeah.
Probably a friend of yours.
No. I'd love to meet him, though.
He's a good dude. I met him backstage when we did a little sportsman's night thing.
Yeah.
And actually, we were talking about. I had some questions on my clipboard, like I did, and one of them was about his logie. And he had this big bag. I'm like, oh, do you have your logie in the bag?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, but I've got these. And he pulls out all of his Olympic medals.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just trash.
Yes,
He's just chucking around. He's like, yeah, have a look at this one. Have a look at this one. And they're just...
It's
and
like,
then
oh my God.
On stage, he's just giving to the crowd. There's
Yeah.
500 people at the Lighthouse Theatre and the medals are gone. He's like, I'll be back. No one's going to steal them.
Yeah.
Well, they might.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
They didn't.
Until that one day.
Yeah. But he always says in his thing that, you know, people ask him, would you change anything? You know, magic lamp, genie comes out, 3 wishes, and he's like, I wouldn't change that he was in a chair. And I think you sort of alluded to it before, and I'll ask you the same question, but I think I already know the answer is, if you did have the magic lamp and the genie, would you go back and say, I don't want this?
Yeah, well, it's a tough question, really, because, yeah, it'd be cool if we didn't have this disease, but what if we wouldn't have done so much cool stuff, and we might not know as many people as we know. Like, it just changes life completely. So it'd be cool not to have this condition, but my life's been pretty good, so I probably wouldn't change it.
Yeah. I mean, you've arguably done a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
One, just in meeting the people and seeing the things you've seen and going to the place and whatever, but also building the foundation and raising that sort of money. There's people who have full life expectancies of 80 years that don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty happy with where we're at, and who knows, like, we're making a difference in other people's lives. So if we weren't like this, how would we be, like, type thing? Yeah. So I'm quite happy with the way my life's turned out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much, that's what I was expecting the answer to be. And I don't like, it'd be interesting if someone came out and said, "Nah, I'll just
change everything."
Change everything. I couldn't care less. You know, I don't want it. And there's probably people out there that would be
probably,
like that. Yeah.
But I've had a good life, so it's still going. So we're happy.
Yeah. So health's good.
Yeah, it's
health's
really good
at the moment.
Yeah. Since last time I was sick, I've been really good.
You had a pretty solid stint in hospital. That was not last year, 2019?
Yeah, 2019, about July.
Yeah.
July, August, I had a lung infection. Wasn't too good.
No.
I spent a month in there, and then back in 2016, when we actually kicked off our campaign, when we had the first footy game, that's when I was in hospital then, too. I had pneumonia, so...
Oh, yeah.
Another month in hospital then,
so
just had to fight through both.
Were you in Warrnambool the whole time? In Warrnambool Hospital the whole time?
In the ICU the whole time.
Yeah, ICU the whole time. Yeah.
It was just easy to look after me there, so...
Yeah, more well equipped, yeah.
Mum and Dad were great then too. They'd tag team, swap over, one stayed. Dad stayed at night with me, and Mum was there during the day, and Dad would go to work, and it's just crazy.
2019, so was that the sickest you've ever been in 2019?
Yeah, that was... Yeah, the first time was serious too, but this was the closest to probably not coming back.
Yeah. Did you think that at that point?
Well, not really, because I was just determined. I was a bit worried at times, like a few times Mum had to reassure me, type of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wasn't getting as better as I wanted to, as quick, and those times were tough, but I was just determined not to go anywhere, so just fought through it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So you'd never turned around and said, I'm done. Like,
No.
Yeah, given up.
No, I'm not like that.
I think that's that determination for people in that, it's huge. I reckon there's a part where you can get to that point and go, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, well, Aaron got to that point in the end.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like seriously sick. His body was just couldn't go anymore, and he was ready to go though. Like, he was happy knowing that the life he lived, and he was going to be in a better place.
So he was pretty content with, I've done everything I'm ever going to do. I'm happy with what I've done. Yeah,
and the last 2 years were pretty tough for him anyway, because he was in bed the whole time. Like, he couldn't go anywhere, so he was just at home. Yeah. But he was quite content in the end, and he had like a couple of weeks where he really got to say goodbye to anyone that wanted to come around. So that was like a celebration for him.
Okay.
To get to say goodbye and like say to people like look after Christopher or look after Mum.
So it's sort of a stream of people coming through.
For a couple of weeks there was a constant stream of people.
Yeah.
And the day before he passed away, it was pretty, like, wasn't doing too much, but that day Jimmy Bartel came down.
Ah.
So then we said to him once Jimmy left, "You're just waiting for Jimmy, weren't you?" And he smiled.
Yeah.
And then didn't really do much after that and passed away the next morning.
Was he in hospital or here?
No, home.
He was here. Yeah.
So it was like he was waiting to see Jimmy, and then he was happy he'd seen everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was.
And I think that's going back to that
nice,
mindset of he made up his mind. Like, I've done. You know, I'm not coming out of this any better. So I might as well.
And then he was happy with that. And it's pretty hard couple of weeks, but in a way, it was nice that actually people got to say goodbye. Yeah. Instead of just him being gone.
Does it help you? Because you were able to watch that he wasn't, like, he was content and happy with it, and he wasn't angry and frustrated, and whereas so that you can look at that and go, okay, I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, that side of it helped. It was, that was like you could see that he was happy, and to see him in that state made it a bit easier to deal with in the end. But it was also tough, like, because you go to bed and you think, oh, he's not going to be here. And then he was still there the next day. Like, it was a draining week that way, because you're like, you know it's going to happen, but each day you wake up and he's still going along. And that was probably the harder bit, because you're like, you deal with it, you go to bed thinking, oh, I might see him again, so you say goodbye when you're going. Yeah, and then the next morning he's still going. So that was more draining than knowing that he was going type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so more relief in the end. He was happy and you were happy.
Because we knew that, he couldn't do anything. He was in so much pain.
Yeah.
So that was a relief when he finally was gone.
Have you thought about that, like those last few days and weeks, and what it will look like for you?
Well, not really, but...
Sorry, this question, we've run out of questions on the clipboard.
Hopefully...
So if you don't want to, you just say, I'm not answering it.
No, I'm happy to answer it. Happy, like, hopefully something similar.
Yeah.
So I still get to say goodbye to all my close friends, like the girls and my best mates, Bud, like, make sure they're okay, and so they know that I'm going to be all right. Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing.
But it's not like you haven't got a written down plan of this is how it's going to happen.
No, I probably should, but I don't want to think like that.
You can't, can you? I mean,
no, you can't really,
You can do a point.
I have some things written out, I haven't really ever thought that far. I sort of don't try and think about it.
Fair enough.
It's the way so I don't stress about things like that.
Yeah. What in the end, what did Aaron died from? What ends up being the ultimate?
Heart just gave way in the end.
Does it? So obviously your heart's a muscle, muscular dystrophy affects muscle wastage.
And his breathing was, because of the lungs obviously as well.
Yeah.
Got a bit tough, so that's basically, most kids, it's the heart failing in the end that does it. Yeah. So, there's like ways to prevent it, not in the end, but you get on like heart medication and stuff early now. Right. They put MD kids on them just as a precaution, just to keep it going, to make sure it's healthy. Yeah. Go and see Dr. Bailey all the time. So
you do? Yeah.
So you just keep on top of stuff like that you can at least look at to know if it's getting worse or... Yeah.
So you have a fairly constant connection with doctors who are measuring everything and sort of checking the flow of vitals and all that sort of stuff that... Yeah. So
I've got, Dr. Bailey for the heart, and we've got a neurosurgeon that we talk to a fair bit, or a neurologist. And Dr. Hall, our GP, is the best doctor. He comes out to home, so we don't have to go in there, and he's always, every couple of weeks he'll come out and just make sure we're all right, and it's nice of him to do that. We'd be pretty stuffed without him.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when Aaron couldn't leave the house, so that's when he started coming to home.
Has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, we're just about finished. Give us a quick rundown of what's happening with the Gillin Boys Foundation and what people can expect in the next 12 months and 24 months, and
hopefully we can start having some more events.
Yeah. What are we doing? What?
There's nothing actually in the pipeline yet,
No.
but sort of try and get some, maybe like a golf day or something like that. It's been spoken about.
Yep.
Well, Liam wants to do that.
Yeah,
so
he would. Yeah.
yeah, hopefully. Oh, we got lots of success out of the telethon. That might become a yearly thing.
Yeah. What's the trailer? I saw a picture of the trailer the other day.
We've got the trailer ready now, so when we can have events, we got the barbecue in the back and can stack all our merch in there and
Righto. Can people like ring you guys and say, can you bring the barbecue to my event? So if someone's running a school fete or something, can they?
Yeah, well, possibly. We haven't really spoken about all that yet, but I'm sure.
Don't worry about what the directors say. You're the ultimate boss.
any way to get our name out there and raise any bit of money, even if you don't raise money in the event, just the awareness is the most important thing
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep plugging away and get our little events happening when we can, and hopefully keep a couple of bigger events like the telethon and something else later in the year. Who knows?
Yeah.
Get the sprint car going and
get the sprint car going.
Fun with that.
Who's going to drive that?
I hope it'll probably be one of our ambassadors.
Yeah.
So probably Corey McCullough or Brock Hallett.
No, yeah, well, okay.
Or
classic winners.
Even get J-Mac when he's home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that'd be cool. And just keep pushing towards our goal of finding cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, good luck with it, with all of the Gillin Boys Foundation stuff, and your health. Hopefully you beat what was his name, Dave Hatch.
Yeah, we'll try and catch him.
We've got our eyes on you, Dave Hatch.
28 years to get him.
28 years.
See how
you could be
go.
the world record holder.
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
It's been a pleasure, Chris Gillin from the Gillin Boys Foundation. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.